There he is. There he is. Flexing, ready to go. July 6th, ppv.com. He steps into the ring, the boxing ring with Nate Diaz. Jorge, why boxing? Are you a big boxing fan? Because I think you are.
I discovered boxing before I discovered MMA. Actually, I was 7 years old at a family party, and at that time I didn't watch any other sports. I didn't understand soccer, basketball, baseball, football. I would look at them and I didn't have the attention span to sit for 2 hours. I have incredible ADHD and all that stuff. I wouldn't, like dive into them. And it was always kind of like man, I don't fit in. I don't get it. All these people are so passionate about this. I just can't even bring myself to watch this stuff. And then I discovered boxing. I was just sitting there at the family party and the boxing came on, and it was like nobody had to explain a thing to me. I understood everything right away. I could understand why a guy was better than another guy because he was either faster, stronger, and he just didn't get hit. And I didn't know why these things were causing him to win, but I just knew this is what made winners. So I understood how to do well in boxing as well. So I fell in love with boxing. It was my first love. And then at 11 years old, I discovered MMA and I said, I want to do this for the rest of my life. So
Right.
boxing was always like in my heart, but I wanted to do MMA via the striking. I wanted to be the guy that would stuff the wrestler, would stuff the jiu-jitsu guy, and then just give a hellacious boxing style knockout.
Yeah.
So that's what I tried to do for the most part of my career. And I out of all the arts, I would always say boxing was the most natural to me.
Mhm.
Not that it's easy at all because it's not, but out of, if I had to make a living in just straight wrestling or straight jujitsu, I probably wouldn't make that much money. But in boxing, I could actually scrap. And I was more than excited to take this journey when I got offered the boxing match.
Yeah, but you had a fight though. 2005, you had a majority decision win over Joseph Benjamin. So this isn't like that new. I understand that's like 19 years ago, but what made you change? Like you did step into the ring, but what made you go as a professional from boxing to the MMA route?
Um, at that time I had already had more MMA bouts and I didn't have a name or nothing, but I was already ranked. I was like maybe number 140 something in the world, you know. No, not that one, just leave it. And I was like, all right, I got a lot of experience in MMA. Maybe I had like 12 or 15 fights or
Hmm.
10 in MMA. And this was my first pro boxing match. And I didn't get shit. I got like $300 to fight this guy. I had like 20 fights.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got to make a little bit of money before I could do this boxing stuff because I got to be able to supplement for myself. So I
Yeah.
got more and more in MMA. And the more I climbed, the stricter those contracts got. And then eventually I just wasn't able to box. They just wouldn't allow me to box, which is not fair. I've always stopped because they'll let a wrestler go back to wrestling or jiu-jitsu guy go to Abu Dhabi, but they won't let a boxer or a striker, kickboxer go do some kickboxing and then come back to the UFC or
Mm.
organization.
I
So I
gotcha.
was always pleading with them like, hey, could I box? Could I box? Could I box? And the answer was always no till recently. I finally got permission. The stars aligned. They gave me permission to do 3 boxing matches. So when I got that permission, I took this as serious as a heart attack. I didn't want to be in like a MMA gym training boxing. No, I wanted to be in a boxing gym training boxers with boxers, just
So you have 3 fights. You want to have 3 boxing matches?
yes, sir.
What's your
Three.
dream? What are your 3 dream fights in boxing? Nate Diaz being one of them, I assume.
Nate Diaz is definitely already set in stone.
So
I
three
wouldn't
more.
mind I wouldn't mind Logan Paul and then Floyd Mayweather him mother out. And
Mayweather's fighting Gotti the third.
yeah, so it'd be good for me while he's doing that for me to get another boxing match because obviously I'm not a boxer. I don't have any time training boxing just since January. So the more time I would get to prepare for a guy like Floyd, the better for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, so I would love to fight a guy like Logan Paul that fought Mayweather, had a little bit of success, not often, but he had a little bit of success with him, wobbled him a couple times. So and plus I think me and Logan would break all types of records, then I would erase
There you
him,
go.
knock him out dead, and then have another training camp. So it'd be my third training camp to get ready for a guy like Mayweather that's in still incredible shape, one of the all-time best boxers, period. So I'd like to be in the best shape that I possibly could for this individual and then go to war.
What did you see in Nate Diaz's fight boxing match with Jake Paul?
Them gloves that he was wearing were too heavy for him.
Well, what are you guys using for this one?
10 ounce.
All right, and you're doing 10 rounds, which I think is pretty admirable. 10 rounds. I mean, Jake Paul fights 8 rounds. Like 10 is what made you go with 10?
Um, I mean, a couple numerous things. You know, I've been fighting for a long time. I've done nothing but 5 round fights in MMA, which is not the full 36 minutes of boxing, but still, it's like
Yeah, it's a lot.
at the top of the caliber. And if I want to fight a guy like Mayweather or any of these guys on the line, I have to at least the minimum bare thing I have to be able to do is 10 rounds. If I can't do 10 rounds, then you shut the up and not call these guys out.
Yeah.
If I could already stay in the path and do these 10 rounds and do them the right way, not get there looking sloppy like I can't hold my gloves up, then I'm in a good path. So I definitely wanted to grind it out and get after 10 rounds. And Nate, he feels he has endurance, so he wanted the 10 rounds as well. So I was like, fuck it, let's go.
Nice. I know you're a big boxing fan. Who are some of the some of the fighters out there that you enjoy watching?
Currently or of all time?
Both.
Well, my favorite fighter of all time is Roberto Duran.
Nice. I saw him. He was at the Garden recently, like 2 weeks ago. I saw him. Still moving around. He has like an air about him, Duran. Like when the fighters see him, they kind of like lose their minds.
I
And
really
then when like he's respected by all fans and he's respected by all fighters, so that's a good one.
Roberto Duran is like my favorite guy of
Yeah,
all.
he's the man. Who do you like watching today?
Well, I wasn't done with my old schoolers, man.
Oh,
Because
okay, let's go.
boxing
Let's
was
hear
my
it.
first. Pernell Whitaker,
Mm,
Salvador Sanchez, Julio Cesar Chavez, of course, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. As of late, I've been studying a lot of Larry Holmes just for the jab, just how he would throw that jab, just breaking it down. The 50 and 0 man from Mexico. Fuck, now I'm forgetting his name. I can't believe I forgot his name.
who are you talking about?
Man, from the smallest weight, but he's
Oh,
considered
Roman Gonzalez? No,
no. Oh my gosh, 15-0. He retired at 15-0. Was a
I don't
hell
know
of
who are you talking about. I gotta
Nelson. He beat so many good guys. Gosh, bro, he's like one of the smallest weights there is.
have to look him up on BoxRec.
He was on like a lot of Chavez cards. I can't believe I just forgot his name. Finito.
There you go, Finito Lopez. Yeah, of course.
Oh, been watching a
Beast.
lot. This is another guy that I love. Tito Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, in his prime was amazing. Sugar Shane Mosley, like all those guys I grew up watching, and Floyd Mayweather as well, of
Mm-hmm.
course. And then in more today's, I obviously Canelo's definitely up there. I love Canelo. Um, Let me see who else is out there. Tyson Fury, Usyk, amazing. Obviously Crawford.
Yeah,
What the fuck is
beast.
going on? This guy's unreal.
What do you
Fucking
think of Gervonta Davis?
Devontae Davis, a tank. Literally, this guy's a tank, just deploying missiles and grenade launchers and everything at you. This guy's impressive. Ryan Garcia too, with the whole circus show that he comes in, and he backs it up in the fighting.
Yeah.
Love it. Sabreo Matias, so I know he didn't do that well his last performance. I really like Subriel. I think he's an animal. He's a throwback like type fighter.
Mm-hmm.
The guy like heavyweight from England, Ben Whitaker, or
Ben Whitaker. Yeah, he's a showboater.
Joe Border, but he has a lot of talent for that weight class, man. Incredibly
I want
skilled.
to see him step it up a little bit because it's one
Definitely.
thing to showboat against like 10 and 14 guys, but I'm wondering if he's going to. People tell me that's just his style, which I find insane. I'm curious to see as the competition gets better if he will still fight with that same, flair.
Oh, one of my all-time favorites that I don't know how I forgot to mention, but this is an all-time favorite of mine. Roy Jones Jr.
Of
Penny
course.
from Florida. Come on,
Yeah, Pensacola.
Roy Jones is the man. That was another guy that I love.
Jorge, how about three fights? We'll end with this. How about three fights that you would want to see in boxing right now that haven't been made yet?
Okay, right, they could be made right now.
Yeah.
Um, hmm,
You got to figure, there's the lightweight, the 135 to 140. You got the Tiafimos, you got the Tanks, you got the Shakors. There's some
about
heavyweight fights that haven't been made.
Teofimo versus Tank.
Yes.
I would like that. Teofimo's a little bigger naturally, right? So I feel like he could maybe handle his power, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So it's gonna be a good fight. I don't think it's gonna be like quick one and done for either side. Even if Teofimo was able to find Tank, I don't think it'd be like one punch and over because Tank has a hell of a chin as well. Pitbull Pitbull versus Superior Matias could be another banger. That could be a fight, you know. Then Better BF versus Bibliov. This is a fight. We have to see this. We
Better be a
deserve this.
Bivol.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
deserve this
we're
fight.
getting that October 13th.
No, I know, but we deserve this fight. Like
Yes.
this is a fight that I'm waiting for. I need to see both. You can't pick a better fight to describe each one's style. Like you're gonna pick a better candidate to describe pure power puncher and Better BF, and then the smooth Soviet style boxing of his counterpart Bibliov. I can't wait.
Nice.
It. And every day I'm picking different on who's gonna win this fight. You know,
Same, bro. It's pretty obvious that you're a big boxing fan. That's pretty cool to see. I think the boxing fans know that about you. You respect the sport. You'll step into the ring on July 6th. You can watch this live on ppv.com. Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz. He wants Logan Paul. He wants Floyd Mayweather. He wants all the smoke. You know he always wants all the smoke. He's Jorge Masvidal, after all. Appreciate the time, my friend, and I'll be watching. Wait, final prediction. How's this fight gonna end?
Violent fashion, knockout. They're gonna have to give Nate some oxygen while he's in the ring, laid out. And they're gonna have to help him out to his feet, and they're gonna have to help him get down the stairs. Someone's gonna be holding him, walking down the stairs, and that's it. That's all she wrote.
There you go. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, brother.